Let's now welcome in the management at Bajaj Allianz. The Chief Technical Officer from the General Insurance side is now with us. Sir, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Could you just first start by talking to us as to what's happening as far as trends in general insurance is concerned, especially because of COVID? What sort of changes have you seen?
I think this COVID actually has brought about a lot of changes in the way overall the industry also works. And as you know, the second wave actually has hit us a bit harder than what we experienced in the first wave. If you see the number of claims, especially in February, in month of March, because the second wave started somewhere in the end of February, has kind of doubled from what we saw in February. And when we go into April, it kind of doubled from March. So there has been a close to, for us, a 37% increase in the overall claims compared to the last financial year in the 45 days of this financial year. And in the industry has also seen close to around 56% of the claims coming in the last 45 days. So there has been a drastic change that has happened in the way overall the claims are coming up because of the second wave. That's been one big change that has happened.
Right. What do you see in terms of, new policies being issued? Do you think new policies is something which is also at the mind of investors? So a lot of people who were not covered earlier are looking to get coverage now?
I think what COVID has done is to bring about more awareness about health. Earlier also people were buying health insurance, but mostly in the age bracket above 45. Now with COVID also infecting younger population, what we also see is that there is a huge demand from the younger population to buy not only COVID related policies, but also the regular indemnity policies. So we believe that, this has actually created more awareness, and looking at the fact that this is not going to go too soon, we see nearly a 50% increase in the number of inquiries that are coming in for health related, products. If you also are aware that last year IRDAI also launched this Corona Kavach, which was basically more targeted towards Corona only. But along with that, what we see is that now people are also going in for the regular health policies, because COVID is also leading to related health issues. And that's where the normal indemnity health policies are also being sold in a big way.
Do you think there'll be a need for higher provisions, for insurers to set aside higher capital this time around at the industry level? Will it start impacting balance sheets of general insurers, this wave?
See, basically what happens is that the reserving is actually done by the actuarial team. They keep on looking at the past claims, the future trends that they are seeing. They keep monitoring on a monthly basis. Now, what they do is that they also look at the frequency and the severity of the claims affecting the overall balance sheet of the company, and accordingly make changes to the provisions. So from that point of view, if you look at the solvency of our company, we are very much solvent, and our provisioning is also reasonably done well. And that's where I think the role of the actuaries becomes very, very critical in the reserving part. And they go by what they see as far as the trends are concerned. So we have also seen a spike in the claims, and accordingly the provisions have also been revised accordingly.
Okay, and what about at Bajaj Allianz in particular? The kind of claims that you've seen since April, what the trend is looking like. You just touched upon provisions as well, but talk to us about impact on capital ratios as well.
See, as far as the capital is concerned, if you are aware, as per the IRDA, the solvency required is 150%, which is basically 1.5 times of the liability. As far as we at Bajaj Allianz are concerned, we are already having a solvency of 345%. So from that point of view, we are financially very secure. If you look at the current spike in the claims, as I said earlier also, in the first 45 days, we have seen close to 37% of the claims which we had in the last full financial year impacting us. We hope this second wave will continue for another maybe a month or two, and should taper off after that. But we are also trying to gear up for the third wave, as a lot of people are talking about it. and accordingly the reserving has been taken care of. And we are very much confident that with the kind of reserving that we are doing, we should be well provisioned.
Right. Sir, do you see new product launches as one of the key opportunities in such time, because people are looking in for new COVID-related products, or products, which can give them some sort of support during this uncertain times?
See, COVID-related products have already been launched last year. What we are also trying to look at is that because of this COVID, people are also getting into a lot of complications related to heart and respiratory related diseases and things like that. So we have actually recently launched a critical illness cover because we believe that that's one very critical area where people need to look at, because in case of any kind of critical illness, be it heart transplant or cancer or renal failures, there is a huge drain on the funds of the patient, and that's where we believe that this product, Criticare, will take care of their requirements. And we feel that going forward, this should do very well, considering the fact that the COVID is also going to lead to a lot of complications after the recovery from this particular infection. We believe that this critical illness product is something which is very, very critical, and everyone should go for this, because the price today at which it is priced is also very, very economical, and people should make the best possible use of this opportunity.
Right. So just in terms of insurance industry, do you see the penetration which was likely to happen in general insurance over the next 5 years has happened because of COVID? A lot of people know the importance of this versus what they would think earlier.
Yeah, COVID has actually kind of accelerated the awareness part, especially in respect of health products. As we could see that if you look at the industry data for the month of April, the standalone health companies have actually grown by around 25 to 30%. And the general insurance companies have grown between around 10 to 16%. We ourselves have grown by close to 16%. So I believe that there is a huge growth which is lying out there. The entire market is underpenetrated. There is a huge potential for growth in the health market. And we ourselves as a company are targeting around 30 to 35% growth in the health segment going forward, because we believe that now overall health awareness has shot up multifold because of this COVID pandemic.
What about a trend on premiums as well? How much do you see that being hiked, both in terms of the general industry trend as well as at Bajaj Allianz itself?
See, last year itself, in the month of October, all the companies were asked to look at changes in their products and some of the features which the regulator wanted us to incorporate. At that point of time, most of the companies have already revised their rates. So the revision in rates have already come into place. So I'm not too sure how early the next revision will happen, because normally in case of health policies, the regulator allows you to revise your price after 3 years. So since we have just revised our pricing sometime in October 2020, I think we'll have to still wait for some time. Although when we look at the overall claims related to COVID, which has actually spiked up in the last couple of months, there is a case for that, but we'll have to wait and see what is going to be the response of the regulator on that.
Okay, fair enough. And in terms of just, when we're looking at frontline workers, high-risk population, comorbidity patients, will it become tougher perhaps for them to get insurance policies or insurance cover?
See, if you look at it during the first wave itself, there has been a policy which has already been rolled out for the frontline warriors, as we call it. There is already a cover which was given for 50 lakh by one of the largest PSU companies. We are also seeing a lot of corporates buying this cover for their employees as well as for their workers. On the group side, people are all buying this kind of covers. On the retail side, it all depends upon the individual person on what kind of limits, what kind of covers that he wants. As you're aware, the Corona Kavach product, which specifically takes care of the COVID-19, is already there in the market. So there are a lot of avenues available for anyone to buy these kind of products related to the COVID-19.
Right. So just in terms of operations and how are you operating in terms of claims, a lot of companies are complaining, a lot of consumers are complaining that claim settlement is taking time because, employees are being tested for COVID and, it's getting very difficult. How are you managing in such tough times?
I think in today's time, everything is digital. So all our claims management, be it the cashless authorizations, everything is being done digitally. We have one of the least grievance ratios in the industry. We are not facing much of issues relating to complaints coming in from the patients. A couple of cases where there could be some issue where we are not able to get in touch with the hospitals in time and things like that. But otherwise, the general satisfaction level has been very high for our customers. We are also sensitive of the fact that people in these times require our support. Even the recent IRDA circular also talks about ensuring that we give the cashless clearance within 60 minutes. We are following that. And I'm sure that our customers are not facing any kind of difficulty relating to be it the cashless approvals or be it the settlement of the claims.
Right. And just in terms of operations, how are you all operating? Is it getting difficult to work from home, or it's not being that difficult as it was in the first part of rather last April?
Well, if you see, last year was new to all of us working from home, because I think that was the first time we were all working. Now we already have the experience of, doing it for the last 13, 14 months. But I think in the second wave, it has been, much more comfortable. Most of the people are working from home, only a skeleton staff, because many of the state governments are putting specific restrictions on the number of people you can have in the office. So considering those kind of restrictions and even the travel related restrictions put in various states, majority of the people are working from home, and we are not facing any kind of challenge. Last year, whatever the challenges we have faced, I think we have overcome that, and it has been a big learning for us. And I'm sure that this particular we will also be able to get through with the way that we have been working all these in the last 4 to 5 months.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for us. Always good to get perspective from you. On that note, we're taking a break. Coming back quickly. Stay tuned. Nifty up 150 points off the day's high, but nevertheless, broader markets looking in very, very strong.